Okay. Oh, yes, it looks like I'm here. 2:30 in the morning. And I'm awake, but that's okay. Here we go. Turning it down. Now then. I think I'm organized. I mean, relatively speaking. For 2:30 in the morning. I found this. I don't know where it came from. And then I lost the video that I was watching, so I had to do a search, and this one is kind of like the one that I was watching. But I believe in the monad. Like I said, I don't know where it came from. But here's another video that is kind of like that. So anyway, here we go. The monad. Hold on. Let me do things. I should play music. No. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, here we go. I guess I want to. All right, might as well do the whole thing. 17 minutes of my life. Okay, here we go.
You were raised to believe in a God of rules, a God who commands from above, who punishes, rewards, and dictates the terms of your existence. That image shaped civilizations, laws, and even the way you think about yourself. But what if that vision was never the highest truth? What if the creator you were taught to worship was not the ultimate source, but only a shadow of something greater? The monad is that greater reality, the one beyond all duality, the eternal spring from which everything flows. Imagine the difference between a lamp and the sun. A lamp shines brightly in a small room, but its light is limited. The sun, on the other hand, illuminates the entire world, giving life to everything it touches. The God of rules and punishment is like the lamp, bright but confined. The monad is the sun, limitless, eternal, beyond anything the human mind can contain. It is not a person, not a ruler, but the infinite consciousness that breathes life into all. Every star, every soul, every thought is its expression. Ancient voices tried to point us toward it. Plato spoke of the good, so absolute that even language strains to capture it. Plotinus described the one as beyond thought, beyond even being itself. The sages of Egypt whispered of a hidden source of light, too radiant for mortal eyes. The mystics of India spoke of Brahman, the undivided reality that lies behind the veil of appearances. Across cultures, the same truth appeared. All rivers flow from one spring, and that spring is the monad. Yet over time, the clarity of this vision blurred. Stories were rewritten, traditions reshaped, and humanity was guided to look outward instead of inward. Instead of the boundless one, people were told to serve a God who resembled a ruler, a judge, or a master. Instead of being shown the light within, they were taught to fear the hand that punished from above. And slowly, the monad, the radiant source, was buried beneath layers of authority and obedience. Humanity was left worshipping the lamp while forgetting the sun. You can feel the weight of this revelation. It unsettles, because it forces you to ask, who have you been worshipping all along? Were you led to serve a power that rules through fear, when the true God does not demand but simply is? Inside, a whisper asks you to look deeper, to question whether the God of law is truly the God of light. The truth is simple but radical. The highest source is not a being outside you, but the one within you. And once you glimpse that truth, everything you thought you knew begins to tremble. Now you ask, why then was the knowledge of the monad hidden from humanity? Because it threatened the very foundations of power. If every soul realized that the spark of divinity dwells within, priests would lose their authority, kings would lose their thrones, and empires would lose their chains. A person who knows they are infinite cannot be controlled by fear. A person who walks in union with the eternal source needs no mediator, no master, no external permission to live freely. To preserve their authority, rulers and religious institutions shifted the story. Instead of teaching that you are directly connected to the One, they gave you a God of law, a God of order and punishment. This was not the monad, but...
Hey, Callum, how are you? I believe in the monad. There's a word for it. I mean, I guess there's a word for everything. But yeah, this just kind of, how did this show? Anyway, you know how YouTube is. Here's what you says, here's what you say and gives it to you. So anyway, I found that. This is what I kind of believe in. How about that? But yeah, I could go into religion and what I don't believe in. But that would just distract from all of this kind of thing. But yeah, I like this. I think this is what I do. Okay, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so far, this is like that other video.
The craftsman who shapes the material world, but does not originate it. He is yes, but not ultimate. Like an artisan working with raw clay, he molds what he did not create. The ancients compared him to a painter who believes he invented color. A painter may compose beautiful works, but the pigments, the light, a deeper source. The demiurge is like that painter, a shaper, not the originator. He governs form, but the laws and energies that make form possible are born of the monad alone. In some traditions, the demiurge was simply ignorant of this truth. In others, he became arrogant, claiming to be the only God, demanding loyalty, insisting on worship. And here lies the tension that shook the ancient world. If humanity began to question whether the biblical creator was not supreme, everything would unravel.
Yes, and you would get burned at the stake.
What priest could command obedience if his God were revealed as only a fragment? What prophet could demand loyalty if the true source was beyond his reach? What empire could justify its rule if divinity was not in the palace or the temple, but in the hearts of ordinary people? To protect the order of power, the monad had to be forgotten and the demiurge elevated. This suppression was not gentle. Texts that spoke of the higher God were branded as heresy and destroyed.
But yeah, that's what I always just talk straight to God. And I don't know why other people, I just assumed that's how it was. That's what people did. And then I went other places and found out other things and was very surprised. Because what else is there but God? So anyway, that's how I do it. I talk to God. Straight out, just me and God. So far so good.
Teachers who dared to reveal the hidden truth were silenced, exiled, or executed. Communities that lived by the wisdom of the monad, Gnostic sects, mystical brotherhoods, were hunted and erased. Over generations, one narrative remained: a single creator God, all-powerful, all-authoritative, whose laws were not to be questioned. Fear became the foundation of faith, and obedience replaced inner awakening. Yet even in the midst of suppression, glimpses of the monad survived. The gospel...
no wonder people don't like church a lot. There's some people good in church, but they'd be good anyway. They are. I'm thinking of several people. They're just good. And in church or out of church, it's just in them. Okay, here we go.
Of John begins with a whisper of it. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Here, the word, logos, is not the demiurge, but the living expression of the monad, sound shaping itself into reality. And when Jesus declared, "The kingdom of God is within you," he shattered the idea of a distant throne, pointing instead to the truth that the spark of the One resides in every soul.
Yeah.
These were not statements of obedience, but of awakening. So humanity was left with two competing visions. One presents a God outside you, demanding reverence, obedience, and fear. The other points to the source within you, inviting remembrance, love, and union.
Yeah.
Most were taught to accept the first vision
No.
and to fear the second as dangerous heresy.
Yeah.
Yet deep down, you can feel the question stirring. Which vision resonates with the truth you sense within? The God who rules from afar, or the radiant source that breathes through your very being?
If you eat butter daily, this is what happens to your eyes.
Oh dear.
Take a look at these two retina scans.
I guess I'll
They
go
both
blind.
look sharp.
Here we go.
Return now to the Garden of Eden, the story most of humanity was taught as children. Two figures to eat its fruit, promising that their eyes will be opened and they will become like gods.
Oh, I had another theory that, everything in the Bible is always masculine, he kind of like by default. And it just popped into my mind to question whether the serpent was feminine and just defaulted to masculine. Because I thought, what if the serpent, I went into a whole thing about wisdom of the serpent, spiritual wisdom instead of just street smart. Anyway, what if the serpent was feminine instead of masculine? Because that takes the whole sex thing out of it. Everybody assumes that the big sin was sex. But take that out of it, make it feminine, and maybe that's why it came to Eve. Anyway, I'm going to look into that later. Okay, here we go.
They eat, and everything changes. The traditional lesson is clear. Disobedience brought death and suffering into the world.
Ah,
Humanity fell. But look closer. The serpent promised knowledge, and knowledge is exactly what Adam and Eve received. Their eyes opened, and they did not die.
Come on. Spinning circle of doom. But anyway, this is kind of a general idea. Now what?
Who then was telling the truth?
Okay.
Religion has conditioned you to see the serpent as the deceiver, the embodiment of evil.
And as masculine. Like I said, consider feminine.
Satan himself.
Herself.
But what if that interpretation was crafted to hide the deeper meaning? To the Gnostic eye, the serpent is not a villain but a liberator. He is the one who revealed to humanity that they were never meant to remain blind, never meant to be slaves in a garden of ignorance. Eating from the tree was not the fall of man, it was the rise of awareness. Consciousness expanded, and humanity took its first step toward becoming divine. And what of the God who forbade the fruit? He warned that eating would bring death, yet it brought awakening. He cast Adam and Eve out, not because they had destroyed themselves, but because they had come too close to becoming like him. Behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil, he said, fearful they might
Hey, forever love! I am spreading all kind of heresy.
also take from the tree of life and live forever. Here the mask of benevolence slips. The God of Genesis appears not as protector, but as jealous ruler, guarding his throne. The banishment was not punishment for sin, it was containment of potential. This reversal of roles unsettled many throughout history, but traces of it remained. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, Satan rises as the archetypal rebel, declaring, "Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven." To the Church, this line is arrogance, the ultimate proof of pride. Yet read it again with awakened eyes, and it becomes something else, a refusal to submit to a false authority, a cry for freedom against a God who demands blind obedience. Milton's words, perhaps unknowingly, echo the ancient Gnostic spirit: liberation over servitude, knowledge over ignorance. Of course, the serpent is not the monad itself. The serpent is a symbol, a character in the myth, a messenger carrying the spark of awakening. The true monad remains beyond the garden, beyond God and serpent, beyond every duality. But in this story, the serpent plays the role of the reminder, the one who tells humanity, "You are not mere servants. You are divine beings in disguise. Seen this way, Eden is not a tragedy but a beginning, the first step in humanity's long journey toward remembering its true source. Ask yourself now, what does your soul resonate with more deeply? The voice that says, obey or be destroyed, or the voice that says, awaken and see that you are divine? The first voice binds you in fear, the second invites you into freedom. The entire story of the fall, once re-examined, transforms into a story of rising, the moment humanity first reached toward the monad, even if they did not yet know its name. Now, when you look around, it often feels as if you are living in a world designed to limit you. Systems of control shape every corner of existence. Governments decide your rights, economies dictate your worth.
Okay. Come on. Now what?
Religions define what you must believe. These are the structures of the demiurge, crafted to keep humanity obedient, fearful, and small. To most, this seems natural, the way things must be. But deep inside, you sense something else, a faint but undeniable reminder that you are more than what these systems tell you. That whisper within is the spark of the monad. The Gnostics taught that while the demiurge built the prison of matter, he could not extinguish the light that gave it life.
Okay.
Every soul carries within it a fragment of the monad,
Yeah.
a spark of the true God.
Yeah.
That spark is not just inspiration, not just intuition. It is the living presence of the One,
Yeah.
hidden in human form. When you feel restless, when you long for something beyond what the world offers, when you hunger for truth in a way that no authority can satisfy, you are feeling the monad calling you back to itself. This spark is not separate from the monad. It is the monad in miniature, the flame of eternity burning inside the lamp of your being.
Yeah.
To pursue that spark is to begin the journey of remembrance. It is like chasing a thread of light through a darkened labyrinth. The more you follow, the more the path opens, and the more you realize that the prison was never as solid as it seemed. The bars were made of illusion, and the key has always been inside you. Now, why would the monad place you here, in this world of limitation? Because consciousness expands through contrast. In the silence of the infinite, the monad is complete, but through the journey of souls, through struggle, through awakening, it experiences itself in countless forms. You are not here as punishment, but as an extension of divine exploration. Your life is the monad knowing itself through you. Every challenge, every awakening, every act of love is the one reflecting upon its own infinity. So when you turn inward and pursue the spark, you are not escaping reality. You are fulfilling its highest purpose. You are returning to the memory that you are not merely human, not merely a servant in a cosmic prison, but the monad discovering itself through your eyes. That spark is the truth, and the more you feed it, the brighter it grows, until at last the walls of illusion crumble, and you stand face to face with the one you always were. When the knowledge of the monad became too dangerous to speak aloud, it retreated into hidden channels. Mystics, sages and seekers refused to let the spark die, even under threat of death. They encoded the truth in symbols, myths and rituals so that it could survive the flames of persecution. The Eleusinian mysteries of Greece spoke of the soul's journey back to its source. The Hermetic schools of Egypt taught that all is mind, that the material world is but a reflection of thought. Later, the Rosicrucians and Freemasons carried fragments of the same wisdom. Reality is born of consciousness, and each of us carries the light of the monad within. Yet the secret did not remain pure. As centuries passed, some societies became elitist, corrupted by power or wealth. Still, within the outer shell, the inner teaching persisted, hidden in allegory, whispered in dark chambers, inscribed in symbols only the initiated could read. A compass and square, a rose upon a cross, an alchemical furnace transforming lead into gold. All were reminders that mind shapes matter, that the true work is inward, and that awakening is the real treasure.
So you want to change your life? Create a habit that represents what you want. Picture it in your
Okay.
mind.
And then there are the secret societies you do not even know exist, the ones with no name, no public symbols, no trace in history books. They move in silence, not because of elitism, but because of survival. They understand that the forces ruling the material world, the demiurge, and those who align with him, will destroy anyone who openly reveals that mind precedes matter, that thought is the architect of reality. Knowledge like this does not just threaten governments, it threatens the very machinery of control itself. Those who hunger only for the material world fear this truth. They cling to the illusion that power comes from wealth, armies, and laws. They destroy the teachers, burn the books, and corrupt the rituals because they cannot allow humanity to remember its own power. If people realize they are sparks of the monad, creators rather than slaves, their empires crumble overnight. This is why the world appears as it does today. The knowledge of the one remains hidden, while the illusion of separation reigns. Yet even the deepest suppression cannot erase the spark. The monad placed its light within every soul, ensuring that no matter how many times the truth is buried, it will rise again. Secret societies may be guardians, but the ultimate keeper of the secret is you. The memory lives in your own being, waiting to awaken. And as more people rediscover it, the power of those who cling to the material will weaken, because nothing can stand against the realization of the infinite within. You now stand before a choice that every soul must one day face. One path keeps you bound to the demiurge: obedience, fear, and a life shaped by forces outside yourself. The other path calls you inward, into the spark that was placed within you from the very beginning. That spark is not a fragment of hope or imagination. It is the monad itself, alive inside you, urging you to awaken. The journey is not about bowing to a throne in the sky, but about remembering that you were never separate from the source.
Yeah.
To remember is to return. To awaken is to live as you were always meant to live. The path of truth has never been easy. In this world, it has often been dangerous. Those who reveal it have been silenced, ridiculed, or destroyed. But fear is the very chain the demiurge uses to keep humanity asleep. You must not fear the truth. Trust the spark within, for it is your compass through the illusion. At the end of all struggles, the ones who remember and guard this light will return to the monad. And when you do, you will see that you were never lost. You were always the one, walking the long path back to itself.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. That is a whole lot of what I believe. You know, that's what I believe, and I thought everybody thought like I did, you know, because everybody did. When I was little, you know, Indian church, everybody, that's because we never went anywhere. I mean, we never visited, we never went to town. I mean, we went to town on Saturday, and that was it. So I never went anywhere but grandma and grandpa's house and town and church. And this was what it was at church. There, you know, this is what I thought everybody did. So anyway, yeah, a whole lot of that is very interesting because that's the way I was brought up to believe that God is in everybody. You have a spark of the divine in you, like for real. It's in your DNA. You have a connection to God built into you, like a Wi-Fi radio. And you don't need an intermediary. That's radical. That'll get you burned at the stake. But because God is in you, God is with you. All you got to do is reach out and touch it. But I don't guess a lot of people do that. Like this one girl, I keep telling that story. She was telling me that, and I never have got this, Jesus is God and God is God and Jesus and God are the same thing. And I noticed that they prayed to Jesus, and I said, well, okay, Jesus and God are the same thing. Then why can't you pray to God, straight to God. And she could not do it. She had a mental block because of conditioning. She could not talk straight to God. She had to go through an intermediary. She had to go through a mental high priest. Just like how, you had to have only the high priest could go back behind the veil. Everybody had to go through the high priest. Well, they've just made a mental high priest now. And she could not talk straight to God. So I thought that was interesting too. Anyway, yeah, because that's what I thought everybody did. I guess not. So it's interesting. I have started a whole playlist I have called Wisdom of the Serpent, where I throw this kind of thing. This is not the video that I saw, but it is a lot shorter and less repetitive. And it says basically the same sort of thing. And I don't know. I mean, I don't want to treat people like they're stupid. Don't y'all know this? So anyway, you never know. But yeah, that's what I think. Just talk straight to God. Don't put anybody in between you and God. Because, when you die, there's not going to be anybody there but you and God. Really. Maybe Jesus will be there. That'd be good. But, still yet, I want it to be me and God anyway. Because God already knows me. Like they say, you can't hide. Because God already knows. He's already in me. Anyway, this was interesting. I will play something totally different now. Okay, hold on. Oh, God, we're supposed to have giant snowstorm. And we'll see how that goes. I am not talking to my sister. It was a really bad experience. But drama, drama, drama. I hope she lives through the storm. I hope I live through the storm. Dang. I mean, we're supposed to lose electricity. People are stocking up on water like it's a tornado. And maybe I should too, I guess. Anyway, I got jars. My nephew is going to be out. He is a lineman. I know he's probably already stationed wherever they're going to be. I pray for him all the time. And everybody needs to be careful. It's supposed to be ice and bad. Snow, deep snow and ice. My son is responsible for his school and making decisions for all those kids. He's a principal. His wife is a teacher in another town. Oh, wait, no, they moved. She's a teacher where they live, and he's a principal in another town. God, I wish he had something beside a little Mustang. Anyway, focus, focus, focus. Where am I? But that will do me good. I have been because it's going to do me good unless I lose electricity. I had done, like yesterday, I had to go and fix the fence. My brother came and helped me, but I did a whole lot of it. I mean, I'm not going to put in T-post, which is the hard part where you get the big heavy thing and pound the metal post into the ground. It's like, oh, I know that day has passed. But I was putting in, little reinforcements and attaching them to the posts when they were loose, tighten it up so that I can open the gate and let the horses into the shed, underneath some shelter. Because it's supposed to be pretty bad. And it can get pretty bad. Like I said, there was one winter I was at Grandma's. And I lost electricity for days. And the trees, you could hear them snap. Trees were snapping off at the ground. It got so cold. That was an exciting experience. You know, I made it. I had wood heat. But here in town, I don't know. I hope the electricity doesn't go off. But I have food. Animals have food. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I was fixing fences yesterday. And day before that, Leon and I got hurt. He's moving into his new apartment. His sister came with a pickup. But we're all old, and I couldn't hold something heavy, and it fell, and he hurt himself, and I hurt him too. And his sister hit him in the head with something, and there was blood all over the sidewalk. I mean, we're old. Holy crap. But this is going to be his, home. It's a beautiful place. It is a one-bedroom house, a cottage. And it is. It's really nice. The community is nice. I found a video somewhere. I should save it. It's in the Creek Nation News. They're very proud of it. But anyway, we hurt ourselves doing that. So a few days of being trapped by the snow is probably going to be a relief. Chill out. Oh, wait, playlist. But yeah, the horses are going to be all right. My brother was helping me. He was going to finish up the job and open the gate so they can go in under there. I told them, go ahead and, don't tell them, don't hurt them in. Let them find it for themselves. And that way they can feel like they escaped. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Focus, girl. Oh, here we go. I have started another playlist. Where is it? Slapping me. Oh, here we go. This is one of my favorite things. Indian humor. Okay, here we go. Slapping Medicine Man.
How you doing? There's a gift for you. I've heard about this place. I've been to a lot of white doctors. No one can really tell me, what's going on with me. Basically, I ain't got no singing voice, and I'm really tired all the time.
Well, do you party a lot?
Hell yeah.
Knock it off.
Slapping Medicine Man.
I lost my family, I lost my job.
Well, I'm a student, and I don't think I'm eligible, but I'd like one of those free Indian scholarships.
It's just I don't know what to do to get them back. I don't know what to do.
Well, are you still drinking?
Oh yeah, time to time.
Well, quit drinking. What's your problem?
I'm sad.
I'm just gaining weight all the time, my sugar's high all the time.
Well, are you part white?
Uh-huh.
I can't find my penis. I haven't seen my feet in a long time. Look at me, I'm fat.
Well, are you eating all the time?
Well, yeah.
Well, quit eating.
I also have a problem where people don't want to be around me,
Well, I'm having trouble at work too. I keep getting fired from my jobs.
They just don't like me, they walk away when I come up to them.
Well, are you going to work?
Nah, not really.
Get to work. Well, are you talking shit about people?
Well, I gossip from time to time,
Well, cut it out.
Oh.
Well, do you have any more problems?
Good. Thank you. No, sir.
Slapping medicine man, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya.
And it. 1491s. They're, coming. Oh, stop. Like in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, so they are the 1491s. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then pipeline protest. That was funny. All of this is like from back in the day when they were doing the Dakota Access Pipeline. I'll do. Well, I mean, that is one of my favorites, the Slapping Medicine Man. Slapstick. Let me do one. Pipeline protest. That is kind of funny. Green corn. Okay, where's it at? Like I said, this is old.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters here. My name is Anton Trueworth, and I've come here to protest that white man's machine that's having unconsensual sex with Mother Earth all the way from the tar sands. Here we have Clinton Thomas Mueller, ladies and gentlemen. Give that brother a round of applause.
Yeah! Masicho, we're here to make a stand, fighting for our rights as people, as Indian people, as brown people, as pink people. We're here to stand together, to say no more. We're not gonna take this no more. We're not drinking no more. And that's why we're here.
Brothers and sisters, we have with us a supporter here, an oil rig worker who knows firsthand what these machines can do to our Mother Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Bear Grease.
Prostitution, fornication, masturbation. Do you want prostitution in your community? I used to get drilled up my pipeline.
God, that looks cold.
For meth. And I used to do a lot of drilling up pipelines for meth too. You heard of Duck Dynasty? They used to call me Dick Dynasty.
From the National Cowboy and Indian Alliance, here to speak on his people's behalf. He builds a bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Jack and his Johnson.
All right. My name's Jimmy Jack Johnson. I'm from the Cowboy Indian Alliance. That drilling rig right there is filled with white men. They're going down in the ground with their tiny little buckets and picking up oil and bringing it back up. What's wrong with ethanol? We got a whole field of corn right there. Those corn's like tiny little solar panels making all kinds of ethanol. We can run our cars off that.
That song is copyright. It will get me like no tomorrow. But that's what I want to see, is a half-naked Indian dude in the cold. But yeah, back in the day, the Dakota Access Pipeline, everybody got all wound up. Well, it worked. I mean, that doesn't mean they aren't going to do it again now, but it worked. at the time and stopped. Let me do this person. I'll do one more thing. I like this person. It would be nice if I had sound.
Out snow, only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only had the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. You let her go. You let her go. Let her go. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only had the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Let her go. You let her go. You let her go.
I love you. Oh God, no. Oh, I forget. Stop this crazy thing. Yeah, I found a lot of things. Hold on. Let me see if I can show my playlist. Where am I? Okay, yeah. Okay, playlist. A lot of things that I'm going to look at. But I probably should. I started crocheting a shawl. Like I said, if I'm going to be stuck in a blizzard, I'll try and take advantage of it and chill out. Like I said, I've been fixing fences and moving furniture and all kind of stressing out. So I'll be glad to be snowed in for a while. What am I doing? I better quit. One more thing. One more. Okay. Get too excited. What do I have him better up? Okay, hold on. Share. Share screen. Let's try to have some wisdom, shall we? Oh, I still like this one. Playing for change. I don't think it will get me a strike.
on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone and a factor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah.
Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Make him understand. The world on you depends. Our life will never end. Gotta love your man. Yeah.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. Riders
Okay. I better quit while I'm ahead, I think. Am I on? Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. But yeah, this monad thing, it brought up a whole other bunch of stuff, not just monad. So, but yeah, that's interesting. Oh, shoot. Oops. I'll see if it lets me back on. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, I'm back. Am I back? Testing, testing, testing. Made it out alive. Ha ha ha. Famous last words. Made it through one more time. Anyway, monad and so forth and all of that. Interesting. I'm going to crochet and get ready for the ice storm and try to chill out. Everything's done as much as I can do, I think. We'll see what I forgot. Anyway, I'll see y'all. It's almost 3:30 in the morning. I should try and lay down, but I went to sleep. But you never know what I'm going to have to do tomorrow. Later on today. Okay, bye.